A distraction can happen. I don't have to, my awareness does not have to go to the distraction if someone came in the room or something, noise happened. Can Consciousness can stay at home while at the same time sending awareness or attention on an errand, you might say, to whatever's happening in our body and our mind. But what happens is right away when something happens, our awareness goes to the thing. It leaves the house and it tries to perform the errand for itself that just simple attention could perform. And so we're like a flashlight. The light goes out, shines on something. It can be a thought, it can be an emotion, it can be a person, it can be a house. The light of awareness shines on an object in the inner or outer world. And what happens is, think of this, think of the flashlight forgets itself. It forgets it's emitting this light of awareness. And now it attaches itself by means of its own awareness to the object. And then it identifies completely with what it has attached to, and it actually becomes, it now derives identity in, or it attributes identity to the object. And this is what's happening to us all the time in little and big ways in the second state of consciousness. And it's what the fourth way calls identification. In the East, it was called attachment. Typically, that's what you find in the literature. But the fourth way goes a little farther, more specific. It's like you are this awareness, you perceive things, you start to attach to it. And then once attachment happens, now you're identified, you're immersed in it. A thought, a feeling, a task, things like I mentioned earlier. And so I introduced this idea of identification because it is a chief characteristic of what happens to us in the second state. It is what the second state comprises, really, is this atmosphere, you might say. It is an atmosphere of identification, small and large, repeatedly throughout the day. When we identify less, what happens is suddenly we realize we're in the room again. We suddenly realize that was just a thought. That was just an emotion. That was just a sensation. That's just a person. That's just an event. It's not the awareness, the consciousness of those things. And this is when we come back to the surface of the ocean.